Hey, I want to share something. I don't know. One of my friends came over and we were sitting and talking, and I'm telling her I'm getting ready. I need to start moving things out of the house and, trying to get to more of a minimalistic lifestyle. And she turned and she looked at me and she said, Arlene, you're a hoarder. I said, no, no, I'm not a hoarder. A hoarder has piles of junk upon junk in corners, old newspapers, old things. You can't get in the door. I'm not a hoarder. And I had to explain to her, and perhaps you are like me, we don't hoard. We have what is called separation anxiety. And I had to think about it because hoarding and separation anxiety are two different things. Give you an example. Haven't you all had this, your favorite shoe? These shoes, boots, whatever, are just wonderful. They fit your feet the right way. They do different things. But they're kind of leaning on to Jesus. They're kind of falling apart. They seen better days. But they fit your feet. They're comfortable. They're wonderful. People say, get rid of them. Throw those in the trash. You don't need those shoes. Buy some new ones. Well, first, you can't find them because you got them so long ago. But also, those shoes, you and those shoes and those boots, you've been places. You did things. And you look at them and you know that the heels are rocked over. There's a hole in the toe or whatever it may be. But you can't get rid of them. That's not hoarding. That is separation anxiety. I have a pair of sneakers. I have boots. I got boots that are old that I take to the shoemaker. Please help me. Bring this boot back to life. Put a new heel on it, add it, glue it, whatever you need to do. That's not hoarding. And I think people need to know the difference between hoarding and separation anxiety. Now, one might say, well, most of the time hoarders don't even know what they have. I know what I have, but I don't want to part with it for whatever sentimental reasons. I love it, whatever. So as we were going through the house and she was looking at different things, we're just talking about, well, what about all those paintings you have laid up against the wall? Well, I don't know what those paintings are. And my thing is, one day they're going to find a home. One day I'm going to know what those paintings are worth. One day I'm going to separate them. I may even hang a few in different rooms. That's one day. But for now, they're not junk. They are my treasures, and I'm not separating myself from them right now. She goes on and she moves into the kitchen. Now we all have dishes, silverware, electronic devices, things that we have never used or use hardly ever, and they're sitting collecting dust. Not hoarding. Should we get rid of them? Perhaps. But we can't because, one day we may need that. One day we may need the bread machine when we make bread. One day we may need that beater. One day we may need all three of those mixers that I have. Who knows? But that's not hoarding. That's separation anxiety. I'm sure when you all think about it, if you open your closets, I have friends who open their closets, and they used to work in the office. They haven't worked in the office in years. It's been years. They have the suits to the nines. They have the high heel shoes. They got the blazers and all of our, dressed up stuff for us to do business in the workplace. Are they going back to the workplace? No. But why are those high heel shoes still in your closet that you haven't worn? Or the suit that you wore for the business meeting and you made the big deal? Why are they still there? You know you're not going to wear them. But what it is what? Separation anxiety. Because it also means the end of something and the beginning of something else. Sometimes we know we're not going back to work. But when you're not going back to work, are we ready to say that we're retired, that now we're going on to a different thing? I don't know. But regardless, it's still separation anxiety. And I think that you need to start thinking about that. And you may want to think about why you have the separation anxiety. I mean, sometimes you have the separation anxiety. I met a girl, one of my friends at her workplace, was giving me some sneakers and stuff, and she had on some boots. She said, "Oh, I got these old boots, and they were old." And she said, "But I can't get rid of them. I can't find one just like this, and I love these boots. They fit well. They just did well by me." And she was convinced she was not getting rid of those boots until she got something else. Not unless as they say, the wheels fall off. But she wasn't hoarder. She's not a hoarder because she sure gave me a box of 10 pairs of sneakers, if you watch my bartering thing. But she couldn't get rid of those particular brand new sneakers in good condition, may I say, but she couldn't get rid of those beat up boots that she had on her feet. Nice pants on, nice and neat, but she couldn't get rid of it. So what was that? No, she's not a hoarder. She has separation anxiety. And I want people to really think in terms of, don't let people put you in a box and say you're a hoarder. You need to get rid of this. You need to do that. You need to decide what's going to work for you and when you're ready to do it. Because separation anxiety is something a little different. It's in some respect it's emotional. Some respect it's looking for a replacement. There's a lot of things that go into this separation anxiety. I mean, I only could talk about me, but I got kind of pissed off when she was telling me I'm a hoarder. You don't need to have all this. Well, some people don't need to have. I'm working on this minimalist lifestyle. I may never get there, but I'm working on it. I'm going to get better and better every day. But there are some things that I got to be ready to say, okay, I no longer need that. I no longer want that. This is no longer have a purpose in my life. It's no longer fulfilling something. Because most of the things that I am separating from, I am actually using stuff. Now, I did have a case where I did purchase this wonderful black suede dress. It was a wonderful black suede dress. I couldn't fit the black suede dress, but I knew when I purchased it, I couldn't fit it. But I was going to one day get into it. So I couldn't fit the suede dress, but I still liked it. So I remember I hung it up on the wall, like a picture, so I was able to see this. And they kept saying, "Well, Arlene, are you going to wear that suede dress?" I said, one day. It was that my mindset. One day I'm going to wear it. One day I'm going to lose weight. Well, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years went by. The suede dress was still hanging on the wall. I still looked at it. I still loved it. But then I started thinking, you may not get into that suede dress anymore. Maybe you need to get rid of it. Well, the idea of maybe I need to get rid of it, well, that went on for a year, maybe another 2 years. And then one day I said, okay, I can now part with this dress because I no longer care if I'm going to get into this dress. I still like it, but I could hang something else in its place. It took me a while to separate from that dress that I wasn't going to wear. Was I hoarding it? No. I had to separation anxiety from that dress. So don't let anybody tell you you're a hoarder because you have different things. You have all your children's report cards from when they were in preschool all the way into graduate school. You still have it. That's not hoarding. Treasures, separation, and you may never get rid of it. But you got to decide what is important to you and what you want to separate from. And again, sometimes it takes a long time. I know I still have my diaries from when I was in elementary school. Okay, we're not going to say anything. I still have them. I go back and read. I reflect back on that. And sometimes having these things add to you because you think about where you were at that one moment in time. So, should I get rid of them? Should I pile them up? Who knows? Somebody may write a book about them. Take all my diaries and write a book about that from all those things. Just imagine. Or all the other treasures that I have. And some of the things, it just amazes me. That's not hoarding. It is something that's a treasure. And one day I'll separate as I move, or maybe not. So don't let anybody, again, I reiterate, I stress, there is a big, big difference between hoarding and separation anxiety. And I had to explain this to my friend. You may be a hoarder. You may categorize herself as a hoarder. That's you. If you have all those newspapers or all of those magazines and Time and whatever, Ebony or whatever you got stored over there, your basement's got all this stuff there, that may be to you, and I'm going to say that's personal. It may be to you hoarding. To me, it may be a separation because in the Ebony magazine, it talked about the assassination of Martin Luther King, or it had ebony fashions that are like, I don't know. But for me, I am not a hoarder. I will never be a hoarder. I will live a minimalist existence. I will live a lifestyle that's clean and decent, free from all kinds of things. But I would admit, raising my hand, I have separation anxiety, and I may always have separation anxiety, but I would never be a hoarder. So please like and subscribe, my fellow separation anxieters, and look forward to the next one. Thank you.